Kelsea Ballerini.
You have a coffee in studio with you. Kelsea, good to see you, by the way.
Hi, Bobby.
What name is on your coffee? Is it your name? Will you go in and give your name?
I actually didn't pick it up. Lisa Ray did.
Will you do your name if you go in? Will you say
Yeah.
Kelsea?
Yeah.
Will you say Kelsea Ballerini, country superstar?
Oh, super is a big word. No, I just say Kelsea. The brown hair really throws people off lately.
The brown hair is awesome, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it's great.
Thanks.
And a lot of times, I feel like people just get the itch to change for the sake of change. And I was like, someone said, hey, did you see Kelsey's brown hair? And I was like, oh, no. But it's great.
Thanks.
Yeah, what was why?
Well, it's my natural color. I've been frying it off for years, and I haven't really been out there doing too much. I've been in hibernation, like making the record. So I just figured it was a good time to try to get my hair healthy. I am going to go back blonde, though. I feel like I'm a blonde. Like I feel like
you
spirit.
can move it around, though. I think you go back blonde, it's great, but I really enjoy
Thank you.
the brown hair.
It was a fun change.
I just look at your Instagram all day and go, that hair, that's rocking hair. I walk down the street. Look at her hair. Do you like it? Hey, I was talking with Jimmy Robbins.
Oh, I love Jimmy.
Because you wrote this song, Half of My Hometown, with him, which is my favorite song in months and months and months. I told you this. I love this song. And so it's playing right now. Hold on one second so everybody can hear it. And he was talking about you guys writing this song, and you're all together, and you've written it, and it was kind of written in his story as possibly a duet, that you needed a few glasses of wine before you reached out to Kenny Chesney.
So I had Kenny's number from one exchange, like maybe 4 years prior to writing this song. And basically, he was in New York. I was on my first headlining tour, and I was playing what was then the PlayStation Theater in Times Square, and it had like the scrolly billboard of who was playing. And so my face was up on it, and he got my number. I think I was on Peter Pan at the time. And he took a picture of it, and he just said, proud of you, hometown girl. Love, Kenny Chesney. And like on first record, on third single, having a text like that from my hometown hero just meant the world to me. And I wasn't sure on etiquette yet. I was like, do you save someone's number like that? Or do you like pretend it never happened and delete it, whatever? But I saved it for a rainy day. And that rainy day was the day that we wrote Half of My Hometown. So we wrote it in the pool at like 2 p.m., went to dinner, did vocals till like 2 a.m., and I musically booty called Kenny Chesney.
When you write the song, are you writing it with Kenny in mind, or are you writing it from your perspective and going, someone else probably has a similar perspective, and then you decide who would be perfect for the song?
I didn't write it as a duet.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Jimmy Robbins is a dang lie.
But it was in that same day, so it was like in the same conversation. But after we did vocals, it was kind of like, what if Kenny sang this with me? He's had the same kind of upbringing in the same area. He talks a lot about his hometown, like back where I come from, and I go back. Like these are all songs about Knoxville, like what if? And the next day he signed on, so it was special.
That's pretty cool. And then the first time you heard it, it had to be awesome. Because did you guys record it the same, or did he email it to you and go, this is it, and you got to freak out and listen to it?
He let me be in the studio.
Wow.
Which was sick. So my vocals are actually the vocals that I did in this like boomy white townhouse in Florida. I didn't change my vocals, and he let me be in the room when he was doing his. And it was so cool. It was the same when I did Hole in the Bottle with Shania. Like both of them asked me what I thought and what I wanted, and I just thought, like, God, you're two of the biggest superstars in the genre, and the fact that you're asking me what I want, like at the end of the day, they're like, this is your song, we just want to add to it. And I think that makes them even cooler to me.
I was thinking about you because you and your husband are both public figures. Do you find now, especially because you have such success, that you want to keep a lot of your private because so much of you is not private anymore, and less as you get bigger and bigger. Do you find now that you want to keep that stuff just for you?
A little more, yeah. I mean, I think that especially like now with TikTok, I feel a little bit more comfortable sharing more of my personality and less of my life. So I think it's kind of like a trade-off. Like I think I'm showing more of myself, but less of like, when I'm off the road and I'm just like with my really small group of real life friends, like that's a little bit more of mine now. But I think it's an even trade-off. Like I'm still showing a lot and telling people everything that's going on, just not showing it as much.
I think it is an even trade-off, and I wasn't even insinuating that you're doing less, but I have felt that now too, that I have for so long just said, okay, here's my rib cage. Here, I'm going to open it up.
Yeah.
And you're going to get to see it all behind
Yeah.
the organs, in the organs. And the last few years have been pretty crazy for me as well. Not just marriage, but I've had some cool work things happen that has elevated a bit, and it's gotten a little crazier. So there are certain things now that I go, you know what? I just kind of want to keep this for Caitlin and I.
Yeah. A lot of your life is a lot of people's, and that's a wonderful thing about our jobs. Like how cool that a lot of what we do is not just ours, but you're allowed to have something for yourself too.
I noticed that you were here extremely early, which I love. It's my favorite thing.
I have PTSD about the time that I came in late when we were singing Burning House with Cam. I'll never forget it. It's like one of my biggest regrets. I lose sleep over it. Did you just tell the story or something?
No, I didn't.
But
I haven't even thought of
my heart's racing
this.
just thinking about it. It's one of my. Do you remember this?
Well, yeah, I think you were wearing a blue Pimp and Joy shirt, and your hair was in a bun.
I couldn't. Yeah. It was a bad morning for me.
I have that picture because you were celebrating your first #1, and Cam, Burning House was just starting to hit.
Yes.
And you guys came in to sing. You need to remind me of what happened because I don't associate that with you.
I was late. I overslept, Bobby. It was awful.
Yeah, this is really good. Bobby forgot about this.
I'm so glad you forgot about this.
But that must mean there are 34 positive memories that have
good.
Good.
Yeah, you've done it.
Let me assure you, I remember all the bad ones too.
You're performing with Dolly at the ACMs,
yes,
which is awesome, and
yes,
who gets to do that, right? But do you get to rehearse with Dolly? Do you know?
Yeah.
Or do you just go up and Dolly just does her thing and then you show up and you do it together?
No, we rehearse 2 times off-site before we even get to the stadium. Also, it's in a stadium this year, which is crazy. It's cool because, I did half of my hometown last year on the ACM. So I was like, I don't really know if I'm going to get to perform this year. And Dolly Parton and James Patterson, who was New York Times bestseller times a million. You know something about that, Bobby. He wrote a book with Dolly, and it's like this crime novel mixed with like the music business. It's really awesome. And so she asked me to do the audiobook. So I play a character in the audiobook, and there's an album that kind of accompanies the whole thing. So we're doing a song off of that. It's just going to be fun and light and happy.
That's awesome. It's Dolly.
It's very cool. It's Dolly. And East Tennessee, like same kind of full circle. So,
if you could bring any one of your music idols into the studio to do a song with you, it doesn't matter what the song is, but somebody that you thought, man, it would be so cool to get to do this. Like, who would it be now? Because I feel like you've gotten to do so much. Who would it be at this point?
I think I'm done collaborating for a bit.
No. Let's do fantasy collaboration.
I mean, it was Shania.
Okay, but it can be somebody dead. Okay, let's do that.
Frank
somebody
Sinatra.
that you. Okay,
someone dead. Frank
okay.
Sinatra.
I just needed an answer here, Kelsey.
I know, but I do. I'm ready to. I'm ready to kind of go back to what I do for a bit.
I guess I never think about you as a collaborator. Do you feel like you've done?
I do.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I didn't. My first 2 records, like I didn't have any collaborations, and then I did one, and I loved it so much, and it like kind of.
What was that one?
This Feeling with the Chainsmokers.
Okay.
And then I did.
That's a good song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I did Center Point Road with Thomas, and that wasn't a single, but that was still like an experience. And then it just kind of snowballed, and so I'm ready to kind of phase out for a minute.
If it makes you feel better, I do not associate you with collabs.
You're being very nice today. Thank you.
I don't associate. Some artists I do. I'm like, oh man, they collab on every song, or they have.
Yeah.
I don't think. Amy, do you think of Kelsey as a collab artist?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, so don't get like if an opportunity comes up, take it.
Yeah.
I was walking through the mall. I don't know when it was. Your picture was everywhere. It's someplace in the mall.
Airy?
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a big thing.
Yeah. So Airy is.
Did you hang that yourself? That's my question.
I did. I did. I'm a very good hanger. Airy is this amazing brand that I'm partnering with again this year, but I started last year, and they do like athleisure, undies, bathing suits, whatever. And they were the first ever company to not retouch their photos. So they're just all about having real women in. And it's a really wonderful campaign. They're awesome. And I've just loved being a part of it because I would have never done that a couple of years ago. Like I wasn't in the headspace or really like confident enough in myself to do those kind of shoots and like see a big photo of me and my like stretch marks on my hips, like in the Green Hills Mall, you know? So I'm proud of myself for doing it. And I really love being a partner with them.
Well, in your honor, I will not retouch a single photo today.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Good.
You just influenced that.
Good.
Okay, then let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Like, what is your vision? What would you like for a campaign like this to actually affect?
Well, I just think that, like, listen, I love a filter. If you follow me, you know, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as you're acknowledging that that is altered reality, you know? And I think we're constantly influenced by what we're seeing and who we're following. And I think being able to kind of counteract that with something that isn't filtered and something that looks real and that you can look in the mirror and go, oh yeah, she has that too. Or, oh yeah, like that looks normal. Like that's relatable. And so I think both can exist. And I think both are okay if it's both.
Yeah, I think if you use a filter, there should be something on the filter, like in the corner or something, that goes, hey, this person's using a filter.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
it's obvious.
Not always. No, not always.
Oh, really?
Not
always.
Yeah. Paris one's a little sneaky.
Yeah.
That one will smooth out your skin real quick.
I know.
And, you know, I would say just in you doing a campaign like that or a partnership with them, like that's a place where I take my daughter shopping for.
I love it.
Like when she started wanting to buy certain things, like we go there because I know like it's cool to see that they celebrate all bodies.
Yep.
And not everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
And so that's somewhere where I feel comfortable taking her to shop.
I love that. I've really enjoyed working with them.
Well, my last question about this then, because again, you are extremely influential, especially with women and young women. What would you say to young girls, heck, even young boys, about what you've learned about what you're trying to affect now?
I just think if what you're saying is body image, like I think it's a journey, and I think that everyone goes through it in different levels, and I think for some people the lows are a bit lower, but I think it's ever evolving, you know, and what's expected of us, especially as women, is ever evolving and changing. And I think just being able to like get to know yourself and your values and what's important to you is a big part of that journey. But giving yourself a lot of grace is important.
Was she has your poem book.
Yeah.
It's the kangaroo.
Yeah.
That's the one that, so if people, I feel
That's a heavy
like
one.
I want every young girl to read Kangaroo because that is
Can I read it?
You could read it too. Bobby, actually, I think it would be very helpful.
I'd like
for
to
you.
read it.
I'd like to read it.
It's like, so thank you for getting vulnerable and sharing that.
Thank you for reading it.
Because I think that so many girls did buy that book, and to see a collection of all types of poems and stories, but to have one that focuses on like, eating disorders and body image is huge.
Yeah.
Have you turned those or that poetry into music? Is it completely separate from the book? Some yes, some no? Some
yes, some no. I wasn't writing music when I wrote the book. It was a very specific, different creative outlet that I needed. So far for the next record, one song has been turned in, like to a song from a poem, but the rest has just been separate. It was just a different journey that I was on for a minute. But I'm really proud of it.
Would you mind if we made songs of your poems?
Please.
We just come into the studio,
yes.
we made songs about them. The real surface question that is dumb, and I like to ask it anyway. Like, what are you watching right now? Because we always struggled because there are so many shows. When a friend says this show is good, it kind of points you in the direction.
Inventing Anna is incredible. We finished it last night.
Okay, let me ask you questions, because we watched the first half of the first episode and it felt a little cheesy acted. And so we were like, ooh.
Okay.
And we weren't fair with it. We were not fair with the show. We were like, ooh, we don't know if we can go through.
I think the story is just so good that you get past the acting really quickly.
Inventing Anna.
Where
she was German or Russian and she's lying and taking money.
And extorted people.
Yeah, she said she was an heiress.
Yeah,
but it's important to note that the Netflix version has fiction weaved in. Like Shonda Rhimes wrote in some fictional parts. Though, so when you watch it, Bobby, you will end up on a rabbit hole Googling like the real
what's
story
true and
what
what's
happened.
not. She's out of jail now as well. So like I just did a deep dive on her Instagram yesterday. I was like, you're a fantastic human. Not fantastic, just
Fascinating.
interesting, fascinating.
Fascinating.
Different F word.
I was like,
Fascinating.
well-
Fantastic's not the right word. I take it back. Fascinating
Yes,
is the right word.
'cause it is.
I'm gonna have some more coffee.
Yeah.
Did you watch Tinder Swindler?
I haven't yet.
Okay, I haven't either.
I just started Dexter as well, which I love.
From the beginning?
From the beginning.
It's awesome.
I know Morgan and I are super into it, but I can't watch it at night because I get so terrified.
Because he's a murderer?
Yes,
But you're not doesn't he only murder if you
Bad
murder?
guys.
Or,
Yes, but he's still murdering.
For sure.
right.
Family Man too.
I love Dexter. And I watched...
The new one.
No, I haven't even watched the new one yet. Because I don't know what... It's on Showtime, right?
Yes,
And
I
don't
started
have
it
Showtime.
thinking I was starting the original Dexter.
Yeah, that's
and
stink-
it
that
was
stinks.
confusing.
Yeah,
so
it's a
now
lot.
I'm like, ugh. I
Did
don't
you
like this.
watch the Yellow Jackets on Showtime? Oh, that show's crazy. Is that the
Okay.
high school soccer team, the girls, and their plane crashes and they have to figure out...
Oh, I saw the preview.
Yeah, you probably like that.
Okay, if it's not too dark, I'll watch it.
It's pretty dark.
It's dark.
Okay, sick. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
I don't know. Life does that for me. You know what I mean? I'm like, the world feels dark. I'm good.
We should probably talk off the air then, Kelsey.
Yeah.
If the world's bringing you down. Well, listen, I just love half my hometown.
Thank you. Yeah, you've been really kind to it. Thank you for showing up for it.
And I'm even kind to it when no one's around. Like I sit in my house and just say nice things to it. When
To it.
That's how you know if you really care about something. You treat it well
true.
when no one's around.
It's true.
Because the song talks not just to me, but also about me and people who come from small hometowns.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys hit it. And when you're in a room and you're writing this song, are you just sitting there going, all right, let's throw out things that people from where we grow up still do? I mean, how does that writing process?
Well, we all left. Like every writer on that song made the decision to leave their hometown to pursue a career in music in different ways. And so we all related on that level. But then we're also close with a lot of people from our hometown still. And so the line that we had to walk with this song was like honoring people that stayed while honoring people that left. And knowing that both are beautiful lives. And the music video was really kind of the extension of that. Just either way is right. You know what I mean? But you kind of need both to understand the importance of it. Like I didn't love Knoxville till I left Knoxville.
Well, I'm pumped to see you.
I'm happy to see you too.
I mean, we don't see each other as much as we probably would like. We randomly we see each other at a restaurant and be like, what up? And then we're standing in the way of people trying to walk through. So we're like, okay, soon. And then soon never happens.
I know.
But of the many things, the great and fortunate things that have happened for me in my career, I will say one of the best is that sometimes, Amy, on Instagram, I'm in Kelsey's close friends green circle. And
Oh God, I forget that.
then
Yikes.
I'm in her close friends list, so I get to see the good stuff.
You see the inside.
You guys
True.
have no idea what's
You
going on
see
in the house. Oh my
more
what
than
is
the
that?
No, that's just
personality.
like once I pass 2 glasses of wine, it's only the green circle from then on.
And I'm like, well, let's see what Kelsey's up to tonight. You guys follow Kelsey. The final question, new music. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. Yes, new music. Yes, I'm working on it right now. I'm done writing. Now I'm making it, and hopefully.
Is there
soon.
another song though that's gonna come? Are you gonna sit for a while?
I'm gonna sit for just a little while,
Like is that
not a long while.
3 months?
No,
Okay.
you know me. I'm antsy. I gotta get it done.
Okay. Kelsea Ballerini, and she said today on this show she will never do another duet again.
Oh yeah,
We heard it.
Perfect.
Put that as the headline. Kelsey, good to see you, and
Good to see you.
you're awesome.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
It's a